good. I got this stuff. Say here already, so I'm going to switch. Try to switch to play too. Good, I got this stuff. Side view already, so I can switch. Try to switch to the side.
I got this at the Mauer, wood stuff, you know, behind right along. Check her out. We go in and she's on the left. We got 4 shirts for $20. Really nice.
Good, I got this stuff. Side view already, so I can switch. Try to switch to the side.
I got this at the Mauer, wood stuff, you know, behind right along. Check her out. We go in and she's on the left. We got 4 shirts for $20. Really nice.
Good, I got this stuff. Side view already, so I can switch. Try to switch to the side.
I got this at the Mauer, wood stuff, you know, behind right along. Check her out. We go in and she's on the left. We got 4 shirts for $20. Really nice.
Good evening. Hello, everybody. My name is Sarah Whalen, and I'm the Director of Theater and Film here at Holy Names. Welcome to the first ever HNA original production, Common Threads. On behalf of the entire cast and crew, our administration, and the entire HNA community, I want to thank each of you for your generous support of our theater and film department. This has been a massive undertaking this year, and we are so thrilled to finally be able to share it with all of you. I don't want to take a lot of time. I know you're here to see the show, but I do need to give a shout out to a few people without whom we would not be sitting here tonight with all of this accomplished. Every show is always a team effort, and this show took that effort to a whole new level. The feat and collaboration that took place in order to make this happen is something I am in awe of, and also something that not many theaters, even professional, took on during this unprecedented time. We put this show together from start to finish, from the writing of the story and music to the final editing in 3.5 months, with 2 Zoom meetings a week, many cold days on an outdoor set, a multitude of Zoom calls for recording sessions, a huge hailstorm, and more. And I'm so proud of all who were involved. First, I just want to thank Lily. She's behind the scenes tonight, our new works facilitator. I spent the first part of September interviewing a lot of people in our local theater community in search of someone to collaborate with on this project. Lily was one of the last I had a meeting with, and I do not even think we were 2 minutes into the meeting when I knew that she was the one. We just clicked. So Lily, I know you're there. Your energy, your dedication, the way you lead, teach, and motivate, your attention to detail, your grasp of the storytelling process are all second to none. And I feel so much joy in being able to call you a collaborator on this project and now a friend. Ahmed, our professional composer who came as a package deal with Lily. It's actually his birthday today, and he is spending it with us. So give him some birthday shout outs in the chat. Thank you so much for sharing your gifts and talents with us. You are truly a special person, and we are all so lucky to be able to learn from you, myself included. Your positive energy and genuine support of each and every person and their talents lift up everyone who encounters you. Again, I'm so happy to be able to call you a collaborator and a friend as well. Lisa, our creative team advisor, this is our 9th production together. She never ceases to amaze me with her creativity and out-of-the-box ideas. We spent many Saturdays building shadow puppets, pulling costumes and makeup and the like, and I'm so appreciative, as always, that you stepped up for the show, gifted our students and me with new tools and imaginative outlets, along with a beautiful aesthetic for our show, so thank you. Matt Wesson, he's gonna hate me for doing this, our film editor and beyond, father of the infamous director of photography of this production, Grace Wesson. We could not have accomplished this finished product without you, ever. From providing professional sound equipment to being on set to teach us all new things and advise, to locating a drone for footage, and finally for taking on the massive effort of editing the show together, which I think culminated last night at about midnight. Thank you for being so incredibly generous with your time, talents, and our students. We are all the better for it. Taryn Weber and Jesse Williams from our HNA music department, who taught music, ran the recording sessions, got our tracks off for orchestration. This sure looked a lot different than our usual process together, but you both made the experience so professional and were once again instrumental, pun intended, to our show. Thank you so much. Most of all, and I'm gonna try not to get emotional as I say this, the biggest shout out goes out to our students, our cast and crew, and most especially our student leaders on this project. This production was student-driven, and we were determined to let them take the reins in every aspect with our support, and they did. Claire, Nia, Grace, Ava, and Riley stepped into the roles they were given and ran with them in a professional way that would rival anyone in this business. Their leadership, persistence, ability to organize, storyboard, direct, guide, critically look back at their work, and support our cast and crew were incredible, and I could not be prouder. I will stop now because I know that you did not pay to hear me talk. So many people that I want to thank. Please read all about them in the playbill and their contributions, as well as about how the show came together. Join us after the show tonight for a talk back with some of our cast and crew members about the process of creating a new work and how it all unfolded for them. You will have the chance to ask them your own questions as well. And one housekeeping note, some of you have already noticed this, but because we are watching this on YouTube Live, you are more than welcome to interact during the show. Ask your questions, give cast and crew shout outs, tell us what you think. The one benefit, probably, of not being in the theater is that we don't have to sit and be quiet. We can chat amongst each other throughout the whole show. So go ahead and do that. Again, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being here. We hope you enjoy the show. Without further ado, this is Common Threads.
Listening to you two. I breathe life into all living things. I control the way the wind blows. Blow it a breeze under your wings. Sorry about that tornado. Are you done? My thoughts are simply the mind, resting up my mind. My flames for to cry, I hate messing around. Blaze the hot, I'll burn it down. Often we disagree. Looks like you talk with me. We're in control. I'm earth, I'm fire, I'm water, I am air. Our powers are intertwined. It's not what I had in mind. The earth, the fly, the water.
Okay, that was fun. Now we need to get serious.
Oh, come on, Earth. Don't be such a downer.
Let's enjoy ourselves.
We have bigger issues to discuss.
Like what?
I don't know what's been happening to the world. Has anybody been paying attention?
I've been paying attention.
Thank you.
Yes, Earth, we're all very aware of the problem.
So the humans aren't playing their part. What else is new? We're doing fine keeping things down there under control-ish.
There's only so much we can do, Fire. Things are worse than ever before and no real effort is being made to turn it around. The humans have to play their part too, and, well, They haven't been.
I don't need help from humans.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Do.
Don't.
Focus, you two. We need to make some decisions.
We need to handle this the old-fashioned way.
A fight to the death? Because I'm all for that.
No, of course not.
A vote!
Wait, sorry, what are we voting on now?
We could keep using our powers to aid the humans, or we could leave it up to them to finally play their part.
In order to solve their problems, the humans would have to work together. And that would be complete anarchy. I love it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We can't leave them on their own.
They had their chance to change things. You remember how that went, right? They argued amongst themselves so much that they had to divide into two worlds, and things have only gotten worse since then.
What are you suggesting exactly?
They take us for granted. Let's see how they do on their own for a change.
So, you want to quit?
Does that mean more free time?
It'd be a real vacationaire, the first in a millennia.
I'm in.
You three cannot seriously be considering this. The humans need us.
Oh, come on, Earth. Wouldn't it be nice to take a breather? We could all get together again, at your place.
I can't believe you all. You know I can't run the world on my own.
So don't. Join us.
Come on, Earth. It's past time the humans solve their own problems.
And what if they can't?
I guess we'll find out.
I have to let them know. It's happening again.
Oh no, it's too soon.
I hope they're ready.
Hey there, kiddos!
Hey, Jojo.
Hi, Joyce. Are they taking care of you okay?
Oh, you know how it is. Same medication, same people, same Weaving Wednesdays. But Ivy, you're too sweet to ask. Lex, you've got a good friend here. Keep this one around.
Yes, ma'am.
But enough about me. How are you two doing?
Oh, we're fine.
I know that look. What's wrong?
Alex is getting into it with the Minister of Public Relations again.
Jojo, it's ridiculous. This new council order is really impacting people badly. People like Ivy's family. There have been protests in the city about income equality, and it's getting really dangerous out there.
Yeah, just this morning.
All the water got shut off in Ivy's neighborhood. They're turning it off left and right without a reason. And of course, it's not happening in my neighborhood. It's barbaric.
Ivy, I'm so sorry to hear that. Do you know why this is happening?
They won't tell us.
Lex, your mom hasn't said anything?
I tried to ask the minister when she got home, but she wouldn't give me a straight answer.
And she's been mad about it since.
I have every right to be angry.
Oh, Lex, trust me, honey, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the exact same way when I was your age. Eventually I learned you just have to stop and listen.
Jojo, you just don't get it. Nobody listens to me, so why should I listen to them?
Lex.
You don't know what it's like.
Oh, child, you know that's not true.
Oh, really?
Well, maybe not exactly, but I do know what it can feel like when people are unheard, and the destruction that can come when people don't listen when they should. In fact, that reminds me.
Reminds you of what?
A story I used to tell you to when you were growing up.
Which one?
The one about the two sisters?
That's the one.
Still not ringing any bells.
I think Lex needs a little reminder.
Oh, here we go.
Long, long ago, the world was very different. In the past, there was no above and no below. The world lived as one. And there were fairies. Earth, fire, water, air, each representing one of the 4 key elements. They managed all the world's environment, maintaining the natural balance of things, but humans wanted to change that. Everyone had a different idea of how life should be. Slowly but surely, the balance was lost. Things started to get messy, resources dwindled, and we couldn't compromise. We decided to divide into 2 different worlds. After all these years, I'm still not sure that was the right decision.
There were two ideas of how life should be. One rooted in nature, the other technology. The world was a mess. That's what we feared. Thought we knew what was best, so we interfered. With no end in sight, with no place to go, we created two worlds, the above and below. Two young women who wanted to change fate, sisters by blood, divided by hate. So they looked to the fairies who gave them special tools, saying you can right these wrongs if you follow our rules. They tried and they failed, the split still remained, sisters divided by hate and pain. Now there's two broken hearts, two worlds apart, one sister above, the other below. My question is, was it worth the pain? When two worlds divide, there's not much to gain.
Joyce, are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
Jojo, I'm sorry.
Oh, it was so long ago. Don't worry about me.
That's what I meant before. I just don't understand how this relates to us.
Did you not listen to the story?
But everything's okay between the two worlds now.
That's how it seems, I suppose. Haven't you ever been curious about the above?
Not really. The problems down here are way more important.
Oh, I think my dad's calling me. I should probably go. I'll see you both same time next week. Bye, Joyce. Bye, Lex.
I should go too. I think my mom just got back.
So nice to see you, darling. Say hi to your mom for me.
Bye, Jojo.
They have so much left to learn.
Attention, people of the Below. This is an emergency announcement from the Minister of Public Relations. Attention, people of the Below. This is an emergency announcement from the Minister of Public Relations.
Good evening, people of the Below. I am speaking with you now because we face an unexpected state of emergency. As of 7 p.m. tonight, the filtration systems have reached their capacity. Our air quality is in jeopardy. I urge the citizens of the Below to stay indoors for the next 24 hours. I strongly recommend everyone wear a mask if they must leave their homes. We will update you as soon as we have more information. With that, I will be taking questions.
Madam Minister, is it true that there's been an alarming increase of seismic readings? Scientists say this could have disastrous consequences.
Yes, there has been an observed increase. However, it is nothing that should cause panic. We doubt there will be severe consequences, and this has no connection to the air quality. Next.
Madam Minister, do you know what has caused the filtration systems to reach their capacity?
The council will be looking into that further. Is there anything else?
Yes, and is the state of the air quality related to the increasing temperature?
While it is indeed unusual for an increase of heat to occur this far underground, we doubt it is directly connected to the air quality.
Madam, there have been rumors of an alarming shortage in our water supply. How is this possible?
And Madame, is it connected to the unexpected water shut-offs that have been happening this week?
The Below has always had more than enough water to provide for its citizens. That will be all for questions. Once again, we strongly advise that citizens remain indoors for the next 24 hours. And remember to remain calm.
Madam, please wait. One more question.
Madam Minister, please, one more question.
Hey, Mom, are you coming home soon?
I'm so sorry, Lex. I don't know when I'll be back.
It's fine. I'll just make pasta or something.
Honey, I'm not sure if you saw my broadcast, but you shouldn't go outside, okay? At least not without a mask.
What broadcast? What's going on?
My scientists are reporting worrying air particulate levels. The air outside is dangerous to breathe, and there are signs there could be a disaster. No. Forget I said that. I'm sorry. I'm tired, that's all. I need some rest.
No, wait. What were you gonna say? A disaster and the air isn't safe? What's happening?
Alex, calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down. How come you're not freaking out? What is happening?
Alex, it is part of my job to stay calm. And I shouldn't say more, but I don't want to keep you in the dark. You have to promise me you won't go shouting from the rooftops.
I promise.
Okay. This morning, while reviewing my paperwork, my lead scientist came into my office with some alarming news. He told me that the air filtration systems have been overloaded and reached capacity.
Okay, so that explains the air quality. Is that all?
Well, you've noticed the temperature today, right? The heat is unprecedented. And it's not because of the filtration. We're not sure why. And, our food and water resources have been strained from time to time. But now all our GM crops are dying and our water supplies are plunging. And seismic activity has shot up all of a sudden. Our cities are at risk. And all of this came out of nowhere. We haven't seen problems like these in decades.
Oh my God. What's the plan? Can we fix this?
Yes. We can fix this. We're going to be fine. I probably shouldn't have said all that. Don't worry, everything's going to be fine. Our scientists will find a way.
And you said all of this on your broadcast?
I told the public what I could. A public panic is the last thing we need right now.
Madam Minister.
Mom?
I'm sorry, I have to go. I love you. Stay inside.
I told the public what I could. What does that mean? Oh my God. I have to tell Ivy. Ivy, did you see the broadcast?
Yeah, she said that we have to stay inside because the air is unsafe. What's going on?
Well, my mom told me that basically everything is falling apart. She mentioned the water supplies are plummeting. That must be why yours got cut off. And the temperature is rising, and apparently earthquakes are gonna happen, and apparently she didn't tell everyone the facts on the broadcast. She's hiding the truth. And she hung up before I could ask her anything else, and I don't know.
Okay, wait, slow down. I can't understand you. Jen isn't telling the truth?
No. She's hiding something. She thinks it's justified. Ivy, it's a mess.
Well, what can I do to help?
Crap, my grandma's calling. Oh, I forgot about our weekly call.
Just pick up. We'll tell her we'll call later.
Okay,
Hey, kids!
Hi, Joyce. This isn't really a good time.
Because of the broadcast?
You saw it?
Oh, I saw it.
I think something really bad is about to go down.
I know.
And wait, what?
I wish it hadn't happened so soon. I didn't expect the fairies to up and leave so suddenly.
The fairies? Like from your stories?
Oh dear. This is going to require a bit of an explanation.
What, an explanation? How are you so calm? I just said that there's an emergency and you're leaving?
Kids, I know you two don't always believe in my stories, but this is one that needs to be taken seriously. I need you two to trust me.
Of course we trust you, Joyce.
Ivy, we don't have time for this.
What are we supposed to do? We can't go to your mom, and the council members won't take us seriously, and that's betting that they don't know everything your mom does anyways.
What did you want to tell us, Jojo?
I've told you both the story of the split.
What does the split have to do with this?
It has everything to do with it.
The divide was wrong. It only led to harm. Our world is failing, but you must stay strong. Now I know you're scared, but you must persevere. The world you once knew could all disappear.
Grandma, you're scaring me.
Go find the fairies, do what they say. Listen, stay focused, try not to stray. It's hard to do, I believe in you.
This is crazy. There's no way I can be some kind of hero.
Yes, you can. You were made for this. You're a part of this, a greater plan. In this journey, you will grow, although you're scared and unprepared. It's your time to go.
I have so many questions.
And I would love to answer them, but as you said, we're short on time.
Is all of this really true?
Yes, I've forgotten many things over the years, but I never forgot the split. Or how my sister Evelyn and I tried to stop it and failed.
You mean you two are the sisters in the story? The two heroes that tried to stop the split?
I have a great aunt? You have a sister?
Yes, she lives in the above. Now listen, you two need to unite the worlds before disaster strikes.
Wait, me too. Why me?
Ivy, your level head and kind heart are just what this world needs. You were made to do this.
How can you be so sure?
Ivy, this isn't just a story. The split tore families apart, including mine. It wasn't right. If we don't try to fix this, who will?
Okay, I can't let you go on your own, can I? The things I do for you.
Okay, where do we find this object that you were talking about?
Oh, it's right here.
Wait, your pendant?
No, it's more than just a pretty pendant. It has a very special use, but I'll let the fairies tell you about that. Now I can't leave the home, so you two will have to come to me. I'll leave it outside my window for you to find.
And what do we do once we have it?
You'll cross into the above.
You make it sound so simple. How are we going to do that? It's illegal and impossible.
Well, illegal, yes, but impossible, no. The tunnels to the above were sealed after the split, but there is another way. Far outside the city limits, you'll find a tunnel that no one else knows about. There you will find a door that leads to the above.
Whoa, wait. How do you know that?
The fairies created the door for me after the split, so I could leave the above after Evelyn and I failed to right the imbalance. We couldn't reconcile our differences, and I haven't used it since.
This is insane.
Once you get into the above, you must find Evelyn. With any luck, she'll already be expecting you.
We can do this. I'll come get the pendant tonight, and we'll leave for the above tomorrow.
Sounds like I have some packing to do. I better go.
Goodbye, Ivy.
I ought to go too. Thank you, Jojo.
Of course, darling. Oh, and Lex, your dad would be really proud.
Thanks, Grandma.
I think we're almost there. According to Grandma's directions, the gate should be right around the corner. What'd you end up telling your parents again?
That I was staying at your house this weekend.
Cool. My mom won't even notice that I'm gone. She didn't even come home last night, and she's been so obsessed with work. Ever since she got this new job, it's all she thinks about.
Your mom loves you, Lex.
Yeah. Let's just keep going. Thanks for being here. Ivy.
You're lucky it's just too late for me to bail out on this.
Hey, there's the door.
Should we, I don't know, make a wish or something?
I say we just walk in. Ready? Here we go. This is it? This is the above? It's a forest? We have pictures of those at home. It's kind of anticlimactic.
Come on, Lex. Pictures did not do this justice. It's amazing.
It's so cold. Are you sure we didn't walk into a freezer filled with trees?
I guess they don't have a temperature regulation system like we do.
Yeah, it's really smoggy here. Might even be worse than back at home.
You're right. I didn't think the air quality would be as bad up here. We have to focus. We have to find the community Joyce's sister lives in. What was it called again?
Cedar Pine.
Right. Well, it doesn't look like there's a welcome center for tourists. Maybe we should just walk around till we find a town.
That'll take forever.
You have a better idea?
Fair enough.
Look, somebody's there.
And they're wearing a mask too. Maybe they know what's happening.
Hi? Hi, we're from a neighboring community and we're looking for Cedar Pine. We're wondering maybe if you could lend us a map if you have one.
You're right here.
This is Cedar Pine?
Well, it's a little further that way. This is the woods surrounding it.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Ivy, there's Henry. I didn't think you'd be testing plants over in this area.
Oh, hey, Grandma. I didn't realize it was getting late. I haven't made much progress. I've only found a few species that aren't dying off yet.
Yes, it's concerning. Oh, and you aren't from here, are you?
Oh, no, we're just taking a walk in the woods.
Very nice woods you have here. I really like the look of the leaves.
Nice to meet you. I'm Evelyn. Where did you say you were headed again?
You're Evelyn?
Yes.
I think we came here to find you.
And who are you exactly?
I'm Alex. This is my friend Ivy. My grandma's name is Joyce.
So she sent someone. Thank goodness. I've been walking by this entrance every day hoping that she'd send a sign. She must have gotten the message too.
Wait, who's Joyce?
You knew we were coming?
Yes. That door is created for my sister and I by the fairies. Although the last time it was used, we were saying goodbye and I was much younger than I am today. Look around. The dead plants, the air, the imbalance has grown much greater since then. I've done my best, as representative of Cedar Pine, to make things better, but there's only so much I can do. I really thought that Joyce would come herself, but I see that she sent you.
Wait, you had a sister and they're from the below?
Isn't it illegal to cross between the worlds?
These are my grandchildren. Henry, Marina, say hello.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
You too. I'm sorry, this is all a bit overwhelming.
It's a gift to meet you both. I understand if this is a lot to take in at once, but there's no time to lose. The environment here has been getting worse. The weather is more extreme and the water isn't clean.
I can't believe the above is being impacted too. The fairies caused problems for both of our worlds.
Evelyn, Joyce said that we had to try and prevent a disaster from happening, but she didn't tell us how, just that we had to find you.
My sister was always ready to tackle any problem, although the details of her plans tended to be quite vague.
Who are you? Don't be troubled. I'm merely a messenger of the Earth Fairy.
The Earth Fairy? Oh, this is all happening so fast.
Fairy? How did you get here? Wait, people in the above know about the fairies?
It is a common children's tale, but some of us believe.
I must be quick. Time is running out. The Earth has reached a breaking point. We are almost at the point of no return. You have been summoned by the Earth Fairy to try one last time to right what is wrong.
Right what's wrong? What do you mean?
It is past time that your worlds join hands. You cannot solve your problems alone.
What do we need to do?
You four must go on a quest.
Quest? What exactly are we supposed to do?
The Earth Fairy needs to know that you're worthy. On this quest, you must complete a task before I can take you to the fairies. Are you ready? Then listen.
Deep in the woods there grows a plant with powers most divine. Its precious flower purifies the air. Go quickly, you don't have much time. Beware on your quest, each harder than the rest. 3 riddles you must find. If you work as one with a dash of fun, your world will survive.
Wait, don't go. All I wanted to do was collect some sample plant data. I didn't sign up for any quest.
I don't know, Henry. A quest could be a great chance to make scientific discoveries.
Marina, how are you so calm about all this? We know nothing about...
The fairies gave us a chance to fix things, and I don't want to waste it. I'm going.
Where you go, I go.
Look, she left us a note.
Follow the riddles, work together, find the plant, and you'll be well on your way to uniting your worlds. Here's a map to get you to your starting point. Once you start on your journey, I cannot offer you support. No fairy can come to your aid, so be careful and good luck. Let's get going.
You've got to be kidding me.
You'd better return in one piece.
Promise.
Don't sound so sure.
Henry.
And Joyce will kill me if anything happens to the 2 of you, so be careful. Now, let's get you some supplies for your journey.
Follow me.
Oh, and Marina, you'll need this before you go.
What is it?
I wish I had more time to explain this to you, but you'll know when the time comes to use it. Make sure you take care of Henry for me.
Ugh. Oh my gosh. What did we just hear? Do you know what this means?
Yeah, duh, I do. What does it mean? Catch up, Bella. It means people from the below are trespassing in the above. And they're trying to have our worlds work together? Yes, what is wrong with these people?
We cannot let this happen.
My mom told me that we split for a reason. What are we gonna do?
I've been thinking of a scheme, and we're the perfect team. What do you mean? Set the scene. We can tell the adults what's going on and send those losers back where they belong. Let's not get too wild. Come on, Bella. Don't be a child. We can tell them what they're up to. Doesn't need to be fancy, any trickery will do. What will we get out of this? Eternal bliss. We'll get what we deserve. We'll spoil all their plans. We will be heroes of the tale. For our plan to succeed, we must use deceit. And we will prevail.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go. So, according to the fairy's directions, I think we're here. We're really doing this.
Are you sure you know where we are?
Yes. I'm from here.
For the record, this quest was just supposed to be me and Ivy. We didn't need you two to tag along.
Right, because you clearly know your way around the above.
The fairies asked us to come.
Lex, they're just trying to help.
It's getting late. We better get going.
Why did I agree to this again?
Glorious scientific data?
Right. The one and only upside to this.
Listen closely, young ones.
Whoa. Did you hear that?
Was that the messenger?
My prongs guide the way, branches reaching wide. If you stick to me, never stray, you might just survive.
That was weird.
Is anyone here good with riddles?
I can figure it out. A tree, right?
Give other people a chance.
Come on, we're doing a Save the World quest, not a sharing circle.
Well, what has prongs and reaches wide?
And what about the stick to me part?
Pine trees reach wide. Yeah, and they stick to you because of their sap.
But there are so many pine trees here, how are we supposed to know which one it is?
I'm not super familiar with pine trees. Do they relate to the prong part of the riddle?
Pine trees have prongs.
Pine trees have needles, not prongs.
So, what is it then?
A fork. A fork in a path. Forks have prongs.
So what are we looking for? A fork in the road? Well, that could be anywhere. Where are we supposed to go?
I know a place. Henry, remember that camping trip we took a few years back? The road that we took up was one long winding path until we got to the top. Then there was a split.
Oh yeah, do you think that could be it?
Does anyone have any better ideas? Okay, follow me.
Ivy, I don't trust them.
They've helped us get this far. Come on.
We just met them.
Well, I'm going.
Are you sure we're going in the right direction?
There's only one way to find out.
Deep in the woods they walk, as hours tick past the clock. Our heroes begin to worry. Was it solved with too much hurry?
I swear, I thought it was right here. Henry, wasn't it right here?
Don't tell me we're lost.
We'll figure this out. It'll be fine.
Hold up, look, up ahead.
See? We're not lost.
All right, we're not lost. But what now? Which way do we go?
Your guess is as good as mine. Up?
Wouldn't we know what to do if we were in the right place? Maybe we didn't solve the riddle correctly.
Are you wondering which way to go? Did you look both high and low? If you're looking for advice, let me try to be precise. You four deserve a rest, so pick the path that suits you best.
Still feels weird to have a voice inside our heads.
She said that would be precise. Nothing about that was precise.
Well, she also said that we deserve a rest and that we get to pick the path that we want to go on.
Maybe that's the clue.
Going up would lead us deeper into the forest. Down leads us to the beach.
Going downhill would definitely feel like a rest.
Down it is. Lead the way.
Okay, we're here. Now what? Is there another riddle?
I don't know. Let's look around.
Where? All I see is sand and water.
Oh, please don't tell me we have to go swimming. It's so cold, I would freeze out there.
Wait, look over there. There's something in the water.
What is this?
Let me see.
Henry, be careful. We have no idea what's in there.
Don't do anything stupid.
Ah!
Are you alright? What happened?
I think something bit me. Look at my hand. What is that?
A two-pronged scar on your skin, the fastest fur there's ever been. Finally, the guardians of springtime flowers. While you think minutes become hours, move fast and find your center. Only then you'll be ready to enter.
I'll never get used to that.
Henry, are you all right?
I'm fine. Let's just figure this out.
They said something about a two-pronged scar.
And something about fur?
I don't get it.
Well, let's look at it line by line. A two-pronged scar on your skin is probably the bite.
Okay, what about fastest fur that's ever been?
That has to be an animal, right?
Maybe a cheetah?
That could be it.
Okay, great. What's next?
Guardians of springtime flowers.
What does that even mean?
Maybe a bug?
The only bugs that we have in the below are cockroaches and roly-polies. Do you think that could be it?
Tons of bugs come out in the spring. Ladybugs, beetles, bees, wasps, ants.
How about ladybugs? Aren't they good for flowers?
Yeah, they eat the aphids. That could be it.
Okay, so what do a cheetah and a ladybug have in common?
Absolutely nothing.
They both have spots. I've read about them in books. Wait, the bite has 2 dots too.
I think I got it. Hand me that paper.
What are you doing?
Well, they said we need to find the center of the clues, right?
I'm not sure I'm following.
Well, what if the clues are places on the map? Like, yes, Ladybug Creek.
Cheetah. Big Cat Boulder. It's right there.
What about the snake?
Look, there.
Serpent's Ridge.
That was actually pretty good thinking.
I think we did it. Let's go.
You found the center and completed your task. You're one step closer to getting rid of your mask. Find the tree in the woods where the forest grows thick. But be careful not to stray. You must move quick. There's one so high and mighty, far better than the rest. Find the plant with sharp pointed spears. Stay calm and don't get stressed.
There's so many plants here.
I agree. I generally know my botany, but I've never seen anything like this.
We'll figure it out.
Whoa, look over here.
Did you find it?
I think so.
It's beautiful. Do you think it can solve our problems?
I have no idea, but it's a start, I suppose.
Henry, Marina, we could have never done this without you.
Congratulations, humans. I see that you have found the plant. Well done. You have passed your test. Come find me at the entrance to the woods.
It's getting dark. We better start hiking back up.
When darkness draws near, it can be hard to see. See what's good in you. See what's good in me. Sometimes I don't know and I feel so alone. I hit a wall in myself. Why did I cast that stone? When problems feel huge, letting go takes a lot. Why try to do things alone? Just some food for thought. Sometimes I feel scared. I just keep pushing through. But I need you to believe, like I believe in you. Together we can solve the problems we see. I see good in you. If you see good in me.
Well done. It's time for you to meet the fairies.
Give me the plant and we'll be on our way.
Where are we going?
Don't worry, it won't take long. You might want to hold on to something.
Here we go. I found the humans you told me to locate. They've completed their task.
Thank you for your assistance. You are dismissed. Wait, are you the fairies?
No, we're the mailman. Duh, of course we're the fairies. The real question is, who are you?
Humans? How do you get here? Crafty little creatures.
Earth, what did you do?
I told you they deserved a second chance, so I gave them one.
Congratulations, young ones. You've succeeded. So are we done now, or?
Earth, I thought we agreed to let them fix this themselves.
Fire, they needed our help. And look how far they've come.
Maybe we should give them a chance.
Well, I was getting a little bored on vacation.
Fine. It's not like they're gonna pass this next test anyway.
Another test? We already found your magical plant and solved your riddles.
Is there something else we have to do?
Can't you just come back and fix everything already?
Humans are so needy. We're not just gonna come back. Why should we help you? You've been working together all of one day. We've been maintaining the balance of the world for centuries on our own.
Rest assured, I'm very impressed with you. However, this test is just the beginning. Joyce and Evelyn worked together before, but they failed the test we're about to set before you now. They were unable to put aside their differences. If we are able to trust you again, you must prove that you have what it takes.
So what do we need to do?
Sometimes love, sometimes hate. Every thread you see shows what is and what might be. We fairies, we used to weave, controlling every rock and leaf. Then the humans came. Nothing ever would be the same. Humans can't compromise. I'm so tired of the lies. Humans are. Do you have Joyce and Evelyn tried to leave a better world for you to see, but they failed. The imbalance grew worse and worse, the threats of fate are frayed. It was like a curse. To right this wrong, all you have to do, listen to each other, be honest and true, accept your differences, find the common thread. You can learn to do this, you can prove this. Start to get ahead. With this loom you'll weave fate, maybe love or maybe hate. Every thread you see shows what is and what might be.
This should be fun.
This is ridiculous.
We've come this far already.
You all can go ahead. I'm tired of doing things for these ungrateful fairies.
What? Are you scared?
No, I'm not scared.
So, where do we start?
Alex, do you still have the needle?
Needle? What needle? All I have is this pendant from my grandma.
Humans are so clueless.
Enough, fire.
It's not a pendant, it's a needle. And the comb?
I have the comb. Wait, where'd you get that? Evie gave it to me before we left. She said we need it on the quest.
Today, I'm going to give the four of you a chance to tell your story. The story of what could come to be.
Your task is simple. You'll be revealing your greatest fears. Fear is what divides you humans. It makes you weak, it makes you greedy, it makes you intolerant. Conquer your fears and you can build the world any way you choose.
Greatest fears.
The needle represents truth and the comb represents acceptance.
The needle will weave the thread if you're able to dig deep and reveal your greatest fears. The comb will pull the thread tight if your companions are able to listen to you without judgment. If humans can learn to be honest and empathetic with one another, then the world might start to change. If you're successful, you will have proven yourselves to us. You will have taken the first step toward making the world better. We will return to Earth and work our elements under the impression that humans will learn to be more honest and empathetic with one another. Without this,
we cannot hope to change.
And when you aren't successful, the world falls to pieces and everybody dies. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, come on. Give them a chance.
Who would like to go first?
Anyone? Going once? Going twice?
I can.
The plot thickens.
You can do it, Henry.
Well, I guess I'm scared of spiders.
Lame. You're gonna have to give us something with a little more spice than that.
Okay, there is one fear I can't seem to get rid of, but I've never told anyone.
Okay, what is it?
I'm scared of being useless.
Useless at what? Come on, Henry. You're good at so many things.
Sure, I can list all the steps of the scientific method and I get straight A's, but what will that do in the long run? In our community, how will that make a difference?
Henry! You're making a difference right now, Henry. By doing this quest, you're helping reunite the world.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Nothing's happening to the Needle.
But I told the truth.
Did you really? Stop being so rude.
I'm not being rude. You may not be lying, Henry, but you need to keep going.
Come on. Dig deep.
Okay, I'm kind of nervous about reuniting the worlds.
What do you mean, nervous?
Maybe we're meant to live separately. The split must have happened for a reason, right? How do we know we'll be better together? I've lived my entire life with the world separate. I like my life and the community the way that it is.
I think I feel the same way. I don't know what will happen if we do this, and at first it seemed like a really fun adventure, but suddenly I realized that so much depends on us doing this properly, and I don't know.
So, you're afraid of what will happen if we reunite the people from the above and the below?
I mean, yeah. Afraid of what will happen, what will change.
It's a really big decision.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, you guys, I'm nervous too, but deep down we know that this is right, and we're all here together. That counts for something.
Look, the needle and comb are starting to work.
We have to keep it going. My turn. I just secretly kind of said that I was afraid of reuniting the worlds, and that's partially because it's so new and different and really could change everything, but it's also because I've had this fear, and it's been amplified lately, of not succeeding.
You think we're gonna fail?
It's always a possibility, and I was worried that if we did fail, it'd be because of me.
How would it be your fault?
Well, look at you all. Henry, you're the knowledge, and Ivy, you're the glue that keeps us together, and Alex, you have the courage, and I'm just an average 16-year-old. I mean, next to you, just feel a bit insignificant.
You agreed to go on this quest into the unknown. That shows you have more courage than I will ever have. And I understand the fear of being insignificant, but you're important to this quest, and to us.
Marina, I don't know you well, but in just a day of being around you, I can tell that you're kind. And from where I come from, there's a lot of people who aren't. I think if I'm hearing the fairies correctly, we need people with big hearts.
Which one of you wants to go next?
Not as confident as I seem.
It's fine. I'll go. I guess it's kind of similar to Marina and Henry. I have my doubts about reuniting the worlds, about what could happen to my family. My mom and dad have to work late hours sometimes to provide for me, and the water and air crisis is only worsening.
Come on, Ivy. You're gonna have to come up with something way better than that.
Just give me a minute to think.
It'll take hours if we keep working at this rate.
Alex!
What? Just saying. Is it really that bad of a fear?
Just stop. You wanna know what my real fear is? It's that everyone will see how angry I really am.
Angry? At what?
At so many things, Alex. You are so cocky and arrogant, and you never listen. You have so much freedom, and you never face any consequences. You can do and say whatever you want with no repercussions, but me? One mistake could mean a disaster for my family. We don't have money or power. My mom has to work 2 jobs, and we still don't have enough. All those issues and problems going on down in the below, My family are the ones who will be affected by it. You have no idea what that's like. You don't notice the things I have to face. You don't even pay attention. And what's worse is that you think you know the issues better than me, when I'm the one who has to live with them every day.
But Ivy,
No! Stop. Let me finish. It's me. It's me and my family who have to deal with the consequences that you and your mom like to argue about in that fancy house. You have no idea what I go through, Lex. I'm always the one giving and giving, my time, my energy. I do nothing but support you, and you can't even listen to me.
Well, this is awkward.
As eye-opening as that was, it's not enough to finish the weaving. Alex, you still have to go.
Yeah, and I need to see how the soap opera plays out. Pass the popcorn.
You can't really expect me to do this after that.
Alex, just say something true and heartfelt.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. I don't know. I'm afraid of losing control.
Why is that?
I know it seems dumb. I guess it is dumb coming from a life of privilege, but I always haven't had control of what's happened to me.
It's working. Keep going, Lex.
When my dad died, it was a sudden heart attack that none of us saw coming. Not me, not Mom, not even Jojo. It's like 1 minute he's helping me with homework or making my mom laugh in the way she barely does anymore, or singing obnoxiously loud in the shower. And the next he's just gone. And I couldn't do anything about it. Nothing. So, since then, I've always thought, I don't know, if I'm always the one in control, I don't know, maybe I could stop someone from getting hurt, or leaving, or dying.
As someone who has a crisis, just thinking about losing someone I love, I can't imagine actually losing them.
Me either.
But that's my problem to deal with. It doesn't make it okay not to listen. I can't be in control all the time. I know I don't know everything. In fact, I'm starting to think I don't know much at all.
Well, I hope that was enough honesty and understanding.
More than enough, actually. It looks like the weaving is almost finished.
If you can continue to be honest and to listen to one another like you did today, your world could change. Thank you so much for all that you've done. I'm sure it was really difficult.
Yeah. Wow. Someone tossed them a golden star.
Fire, please. They've more than proved themselves today.
I've got to side with Earth on this one.
So, we've done enough? You'll come back?
The vacation was fun while it lasted, but yeah, time to head back.
We will return to Earth and fix the crisis at hand. We will replicate the plant to fix the air quality. But if humans do not work together to fix the cycle at hand, then we will have almost reached our breaking point.
But we've shown you that we can work together, haven't we?
Yes, which is why we are returning. But if the above and below do not work together, then we will not be able to continue.
So, we have to do another quest?
Not a quest, exactly. This time, it's not all on you. You must be the leaders that teach your communities how to work together.
All right, everyone, are you ready to return?
These humans again?
Just take them back to the above, please. Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye, humans. I have to say I'm rather impressed with your skills.
Goodbye, everyone. I'm so proud of you.
Have fun. Try not to fail.
Good luck.
Whenever you humans are ready, maybe we should take a moment to plan this out. Do we talk to the people in the above and the below on our own?
I think so. I mean, who else is gonna do it? Maybe we should talk to Evelyn first. She could help us talk to the other communities.
Sounds like a plan. All right, hold on.
Farewell, young heroes, but your journey is far from over. Good luck.
Wait. And they're gone.
How did that even happen?
It still feels like a dream.
Look, the air quality's already a little better.
I'd keep your mask on just in case.
Good idea.
What?
Nothing. Do you two need to talk?
There's nothing to talk about.
Ivy, talk to me.
We don't need to do this right now.
Please? I don't know where this came from. Help me understand.
Lex, this isn't new. I told you. You don't understand what I go through. What my family goes through. I feel like you don't see me at all. Let me finish. We come from different places, and I'm glad that you want to fight for what's right. I love how you have such strong opinions, but I need more from you. I need you to listen to me, to be there for me, and let me lead sometimes.
Ivy, I'm so sorry. I know that I can be arrogant and selfish. I forget that you go through things that I don't even have to think about. You mean the world to me. You're basically my sister. I don't want to lose you. So, what can I do?
You have to promise me that you'll try to do better.
I promise. Can I have another chance?
Yes, Lex. Of course you can.
I love you.
Love you too.
Through the nights and the rain I began to grow. I had people around me who loved me so. I learned to live and be free, grounded, secure with all of me. Everyone's different, you don't have to agree. We're all unique, we deserve to be free. I listen to others, not just myself. Burdens are best seen. I'll put my fear on the shelf. Through the fear and the doubt, we found our way out. We work together. We're friends forever. We were scared, unprepared, we never gave up. A plan unfurled, uniting the world is just one breath away. We must work together, there's strength on both sides. We'll weave the world, beliefs intertwined. The future of our lands is held within our hands. Through the fear, through the doubt, we found our way out. We were scared, we persevered. A plan unfurled, uniting the world is just a breath away.
Mom? Grandma?
Lex!
What are you doing here? How did you get here?
Lucky for us, your grandma knew about some sort of secret door to the above. Your mom saw right through that sleepover lie and realized you'd run off somewhere, so she busted me out of the home so I could lead her here. I thought she was going to have a heart attack.
Wait, Jen, did you tell my parents? Please tell me you didn't tell my parents.
No, I haven't told them yet. She decided that for now, one frantic adult was enough. I was not frantic. Just a little concerned that my child and her friend had broken the law and run away.
Mom? I can explain.
Evie, we need to talk to you. Of course, Henry. I'm glad the kids got home safe, but it might have to wait. We have a bit of a situation.
That is an understatement, Evelyn.
We saw you in the woods, up to no good.
Wait, sorry. Who are all of you?
I am Bunny Andrews, thank you very much, head of the PTA. These are my daughters, Brittany, Bella, and Bridget. This is what we've got to say. We're friends of the community, what's the stock of unity? We want to have our say. We don't like it this way.
Bonnie, please.
Must be mistaken if you think that I'll become. You've forgotten that I am the ultimate soccer mom.
Orange slices, anyone?
We'll pass.
Who are these child fugitives? Why are they here? Someone needs to take control. You're messing with my neighborhood. That means you have to go.
We're here to shut you down.
You're lucky I'm responsible and know just what to do. We'll write you up and you'll be fine as that for follow through.
Are you the mother of one of these fugitives?
I am Bonnie Andrews, thank you very much. Head of the PTA.
Right, I caught all that. Bonnie, I sincerely apologize. I was not aware that my mother-in-law had taken my child and her friend on some sort of crazy quest to save the world. I was under the impression that they were at a sleepover. I'll collect Alex and Ivy and bring them home as soon as possible.
What? No, Mom, please.
No, I will not be listening. Alex, I can't believe you had the audacity to do this. Are you insane? Crossing into the above and taking Ivy along with you.
Come on, Jen, let the kids explain.
Please, Mom. If there is anything that I've learned over the course of this ordeal, it's the importance of listening.
You have no right to get preachy with me. Not after what you've done today.
Please, Mom.
Fine.
Thank you. As everyone here may know, we were on a quest to help the crisis in the above and the below.
We don't need your help with our crisis.
It was both of our crises, and we needed to work together. If we didn't, the fairies wouldn't have come back to Earth.
Fairies?
Lex, at some point we gotta sit down and explain this whole thing to your mother.
Wait, do you mean to tell me that the cause of this crisis has to do with the fairies? Like, from the legends?
They're not just from the legend. They're real. And they've been supporting our resources for years.
Exactly, and when they left, we all immediately felt the consequences. The fairies were tired of doing things for the humans. We weren't doing our part.
Hold up. Fairies are real? Really? Oh, keep up, Bella.
Wait. I thought in the stories, it was the fairies' jobs to take care of the world. Last time I checked, that is not our problem.
We're taking the fairies for granted. We've talked to them and they said that we need to step up.
And that we need to learn to live more sustainably.
Exactly. We need to listen to each other and to the fairies. We all have something to contribute. We never should have split.
You can't say that. That's crazy.
Look, I understand your concerns, but this is something that needs to happen. The people on above and below have to work together. It's the only way any of us will survive.
Everyone is different, we don't have to agree. I see good in you, hope you see good in me.
If we listen to others, not just ourselves, we can change our world.
It's time for change, even if it's scary.
We will prevail.
This is absurd. The worlds have been divided for decades.
Dividing was never a good idea. Ev and I tried to stop it ourselves.
And we failed. These kids didn't. You should be proud of them.
It is quite impressive that they were able to do all this.
We'll never grow if we keep the divide. We must work together, there's strength on both sides. Through the fear, through the doubt, we found our way out. The future of our lands is held with within our hands.
We understand that we can't reunite the worlds overnight, but we can start. We can talk to the community leaders in the above and the people in the below about coming together.
It is my job as a minister to do what's best for the people. Is this really the only way to fix the crisis?
It is, Mom.
I certainly have a lot to learn as a leader. It may be time for change.
Yes, we were scared and unprepared. We'll never give up. Uniting the world is just a breath away.
I cannot believe this.
There has to be another way.
There isn't one. May I ask you a question?
No, we don't associate with people like you.
Go ahead.
Bella!
It's just a question. What's the harm?
What scares you three about reuniting the worlds? I mean, I kind of get it. I had my doubts.
So have I.
Oh, I don't know, genius. Maybe because of all the stupid change it will bring. Our communities are fine the way they are.
But we could be the ones to fix this so that we get the credit.
Trust me, reuniting the worlds is going to be a long process, and I'm sure you three will be able to play your part. And there will be some change, but it's for the greater good, and not everything will change. I mean, your worlds won't turn upside down.
How do we know that?
You're just going to have to trust us.
Or, I don't know, if you feel like risking a natural disaster.
Okay, we'll give this thing a try.
I guess if my daughter trusts this, then I do too. But this illegal activity is nonetheless concerning, and I hope that several measures are taken to ensure that these children do not go unsupervised again in the future.
Yes, the urgency is understood.
So, what should we do now?
Joyce, would you help me talk to the people of the below? I need to explain all of this to them, and they may be more receptive to someone who witnessed the split and its harmful impact.
Of course. Don't know if the people at the home want me wandering out and about, though.
I can convince them. After all, I am the minister, and I'm fairly good at my job.
By the way, Jen, I know this must have been an overwhelming day for you,
That's an understatement.
but I was wondering if I could keep Ivy and Lex here for another day or so. I'll need to reach out to leaders of other communities and inform them of what's been going on. I'm guessing that they'll want to talk to Ivy and Lex themselves.
If you must, but please make sure they get home safe. And Lex, once you get home, you're grounded for eternity.
Well, Ivy, I will send you a postcard from prison.
I can't wait.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Yes, of course. That is my duty as Bonnie Andrews, head of the PT.
Shoot, the council is calling me. I should probably report all of this to them. After that, Joyce and I will be on our way back.
Mom, you understand why I did what I did, right?
Well, I still have 1,000 questions and a million reasons to be upset. But yes, I understand. If this is what it takes to fix things, then I'm on board. And besides, this is the most time we've gotten to spend together in a while.
Thank you, Mom. I've missed you too.
But don't think you can pull the flattery card. You're still grounded. I really have to go. I'll be back.
You've got quite the grandchild there.
It looks like you do too. 2 of them. I missed out on so much. I wish things had been different. I really should have visited.
Don't. Let's not let the past get in the way. I've missed you.
Oh, Ev. Me too.
You have a lot of catching up to do, but we've got all the time in the world now. How does a cup of tea sound to start?
That sounds great. But I better be back by the time Jen's off her call. Otherwise, she's gonna have my head.
Hey guys, we have something to tell you. It's a little bit difficult for me to say. We're so... Bella, you do it.
Sure. Sorry we got so caught up in ourselves. We think what you're doing is cool now that we understand it better. Sorry we snitched and made things so much more difficult for you.
Well, hopefully from now on we can all work together on this.
As long as we get credit where credit's due.
That can be arranged.
Let's go.
You didn't fail. It's a miracle. Kudos to you.
Fire, I expect my payment shortly.
Would you believe me if I told you I left my wallet at home?
No.
Dang.
The crisis should improve itself soon, as we are working on our magic again, and the plant you retrieved has already started to multiply. But we still expect the humans to play their parts.
Yeah, don't fail us now, or else these amateurs and their powers won't be able to keep up.
We will be watching to see if your progress is consistent.
We'll do our best.
Great. Do you know what this calls for?
Sleep? I need a break. I've had a long day.
A good old fight to the death. Just a tiny one. Crack out the torture devices.
Nope, a party.
Not tonight, Air.
Y'all are no fun.
All right, let's go already.
Good job on your quest.
Bye, losers.
Those four are an interesting bunch.
Hard to believe that they're the ones who have been governing the Earth for centuries.
Hard to believe we just did that quest. I mean, if you would have told me a few days ago that I would be breaking the law and going on a magical quest with my second cousins and my best friend to reunite the above and below, I would have had a heart attack. But we really did that.
Everything is changed. Nothing is the same. We have our chance. There's no one else to blame. A world that's for the taking. A world that's yours for the making. Now we know where to go and where we stand. No above or below in a united land. Our future is right with no divide. Hand in hand doing what is right. A better world will slowly appear. We'll take a chance, we'll take it from here. A new future. We'll thread as one, learn from mistakes. We've just begun, there's so much at stake. This is the message that we will spread. Meet in the middle and find your
Hi again, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope you really enjoyed the show and all the work that has gone into it. We are going to take a pause for a quick 10-minute intermission, just to give people a chance to get snacks or use the restroom before we start our talk back with some cast and crew members. Those of you who are involved in the talk back, please make your way back to the Zoom call backstage. We hope you'll all stay and join us to hear about the creation of the show, and we'll see you in about 10 minutes. And you are welcome to ask your own questions in the chat, so feel free to fire away your questions for the cast and crew at your will. We'll see you in 10 minutes.
Sure.
Welcome back, everybody. We're so excited to welcome you to our official cast and crew talk back for opening night. We had, as you can tell from the film, a huge cast and a huge crew that worked on this. So we've selected just a few people, most of which have been with us since we started this process in September. And really we're part of the brainstorming for ideas and themes for the show, and then actually writing the show and putting it together. Some of them also acted in the show, so they have both perspectives. So we're gonna start with some questions, and we do have some questions coming in from the audience as well. So again, feel free to ask questions in the chat, and we'll do our best to get to everybody's questions tonight. I'm going to start out by I'm going to start out by asking our cast and crew that are joining us to just go around and introduce themselves and talk and just say briefly, what part did you play in the creation or the project that we have put together? And I'm just going to call you out so that nobody's talking over each other. Eileen, you want to go first?
Sure. Hi, my name is Eileen, and I was part of the songwriting and lyrics group portion, and I was in the cast as Fire.
Thank you. Ava, go ahead.
Yeah, my name's Ava. I am a junior, and I've been a part of the music and lyrics, and I was the assistant music director for the production.
And Ruby?
Hi, I'm Ruby. I was on the production design team, and I also helped with the sound for filming.
Grace.
Hi, I'm Grace. I was sort of around for the initial concept design, but my big role was as the director of photography throughout the entire filming process, both on Zoom and in person.
And she helped with the editing and everything. So also planning a career of some sort in the film industry. So we're really excited to see where she ends up. Nia.
Hi, I'm Nia. I started out as part of the music script group, and then I co-directed the play towards the end.
And Kathleen?
I was on the production design team, and so I helped out with like managing the show, and I slated during filming with the little clapper.
Nice. Amelia.
Hi, I'm Amelia. I'm a freshman, and I primarily helped with the writing, but I also played the air fairy.
And Allie?
Hi, I'm Allie. I helped with the lyrics and music, and I played Marina.
And Riley.
Hi, I'm Riley. I was a student music director, and I also helped with songwriting, and I was a lyricist and script editing, all that fun stuff.
And Claire.
Hi, I'm Claire. I helped devise the show, and I helped to write it, and I am a co-director of the show.
And we have a couple, something from the chat. Sarah in the chat says, yes, on the coat, Claire. She likes the coat. I think that might be Mom. We love Mom. Okay. Question from our audience, from Jay in our audience. Did you all have any literary inspirations for the script? Maybe for members of our writing team.
I was just discussing this with my lovely co-director Nia and trying to see if we could come off as super professional and cool and, you know, literary and such. And I think the takeaways that we found in terms of media we drew from had to do a lot with our ideas of the fairies. And we had a lot of fun trying to like concept those characters and drew from a lot of media like the Powerpuff Girls, like any sort of like TV show or like group show that has like color coded characters. We drew heavily from and had a fun time pulling from that content. I don't know if anyone else has ideas about media that we were inspired by or books or stories, things like that. Those are the things that first came to my mind.
I know when we were coming up with the concept and we were kind of delving into what themes we wanted to explore, what stories we wanted to follow, we kind of talked a lot about kind of teen dystopian books and their influence on media, and I think that is where I got some of my ideas for playing the character, and also like I know I helped give some feedback for the script and lyrics, so that was really fun.
Adding on to the thing about the fairies, I don't know if this counts as a literary inspiration because it's a musical, but I do remember we were kind of going for a Fates from Hadestown vibe.
All right, thanks you guys. Next question is just simply, what was your most memorable moment of production?
Definitely one of my most memorable experiences was on one of our filming days where I was put in charge of monitoring the radar, and we saw this big orange blob heading towards us, and Mr. Wesson started the countdown. He's like, we have 90 minutes to get everything set up and under cover. And I think the most memorable part of that was we have a pop-up tent that we use for like changing on set. And I was in charge of covering our wonderful sound techs, Ruby and Sophia, with this pop-up tent in the middle of a downpour, which turned into hail. And then there was a rainbow after the hailstorm was over. And it was just super fun. It was one of those theater memories, even in an unconventional year, that I'll never forget.
I think there are really a lot of memorable moments during this production, but I think one of the most memorable moments for me was probably the first day that we got there. And I think everything and all the excitement that everyone had to get started on this production, because no one had really seen each other in person for a while. And finally we get to be in person and we get to make something like really huge. And it was really awesome to see everyone there.
I think I'm sorry. I think
no, you can go.
Okay. I think my most memorable moment and funniest moment on set for me was our very first take. We just got all of the camera equipment and everything set up, and we had our 3 bees hiding in the bushes. And Ali Pettyjohn, who played Brittany, was wearing heels, and we were walking in the dirt. And our very first call of action, here we go, Brittany walked out of the bushes and tripped and started laughing, and we all started laughing with her, and that was really fun.
Okay, I'm gonna flip it now and say, what were some of the most challenging moments during production?
Okay, definitely one of the most challenging moments, the weather. We got there, it was like, we got there the first day, it was sunny, it was amazing. And then the next day it was like rain and it started hailing and it was really crazy. But I think overall we got through it, and I think that's like one of the best parts of it, because even through all of the struggle of the weather and reorganizing days to film, we still made this production happen.
Well, kind of going off what Ali said about the weather, one of the most challenging days was like pouring down. And before I got to set, I would spend close to an hour getting all my makeup done. And to just get there and see, like, when I looked in the mirror, my mascara dripping down my face was really frustrating, really hard to try to fix right before I was supposed to go on. And then, so I've not done a lot of film. I mostly do theater. And kind of just having a camera up in your face is a very different feeling. And I remember being so nervous and just being like, okay, I got to do this. I got to go out there. And it was worth it. It was so fun.
Well, I remember when we were filming our own songs from home, we were supposed to like prop up our cameras against something. And I was like, yeah, we're going to prop up my camera against a tissue box. That's a good idea. That will definitely be stable. It did not work out well. I had to retake several times. And then I ended up propping it up against like a ladder, and that worked much better. But yeah, just like filming from home was kind of hard in that way, but it was still fun and it ended up working out.
I think from like a director, like co-music director perspective, trying to teach people music over Zoom, I definitely have a lot more empathy for teachers who are teaching virtually now, and also cramming like all of our cast into 9 days of recording session time in the music loge. Riley and I struggled with that, but we figured it out and everybody got in, and took longer than others and some took shorter than others. And it was just a crazy process to navigate, but it worked out really well.
I think for me, it was looking at this script, this huge script, bigger than anything that I'd ever touched before in my life. And looking at it and then breaking it down by scene, and then looking at this dialogue. And for my job, looking at it and going, okay, I have to pick what that's going to look like. Like that has to be me. That's my decision. And to like frame that and do all that, and then think about what we need versus like what I really want it to look like. And then because we were on such crunch time, having to murder a few of my darlings in that sort of situation. And it was really hard to like put my like creativity into that, but then also like a little bit of a technical aspect. But I guess like a nicer side of that was watching the final product, editing it with my dad, and sort of being like, oh, those look really good. And there were like some moments where I was really proud of myself. So I think it balances out.
Great, thanks you guys. I just want to touch on a couple things. When they're talking about how cold it was, I don't think we can really describe how cold and wet it was on most of the days of our shooting, particularly the last weekend. It was so cold. And the scene in the show where the fairies at the end are all lined up on that banister, they were so cold their knees were knocking, and I mean literally. And watching the final product, I think one of the things I was most impressed with is you can't tell that they were freezing to death. I think we all had to defrost for a couple days after that shoot, but they did a really great job at doing that. And I do want to acknowledge what Grace was saying. This was almost 100-page script. And that's a lot. And it was, so that just highlights the magnitude of the show and how much work went into it by these students and how driven it was by the students. Question from Sarah. Did strangers at Discovery Park watch you film or think you were famous people?
I think definitely yes. There were times when, I mean, because we weren't like filming in the forest, like we were pretty near people, so we'd be like lugging all the camera stuff up to where we were filming that day, and people would just be staring. Kids would be pointing at us, wondering what we were doing. It was quite a weird experience, like filming in a public place where, you know, like people are like wondering what you're doing. I don't know if we had anyone come up and ask us what we were doing, but I thought it was actually surprising that there were other people with cameras out. People were doing photo shoots and other people were filming, so it was really weird filming outdoors instead of being in a theater in the auditorium where we usually are, where no one's watching us until the last day.
Yeah, adding on to that, Nia, one of the things we had to do since we were filming on public trails is have guards at either end of the out of frame ends. So when I was guarding one of the ends, this little like 8-year-old boy comes up to me and goes, "What are you guys doing?" And then his brother goes, "Well, that lady has a CBS hat. I guess it's going to be on the news tonight because Miss Whalen was wearing her CBS News hat." I was like, "No, we're filming a musical." And he goes, "Okay, cool." And then just walks away. So that was definitely a memorable encounter with somebody that I'll remember.
Yeah, I remember walking up to set the first day, and I'm in the really low cut red dress, leather jacket, my face has jewels all over it, I have giant makeup, and I'm walking up the stairs into where we're going to film, because we first had to walk upstairs and think, oh my god, people are going to think I'm crazy or something. And people kept looking at me. I'm like, you know, I'm just going to own this. So I kind of strutted down to where we were filming, and I've never felt more like a movie star, with people kind of looking at me, kind of, what's she doing, like going up the set all bedazzled.
Awesome, you guys. So another question, when we started this process of brainstorming for this show, the initial thought was that we were going to create a show that was about the real life experience of teenagers in a pandemic, going through all of the things that happened in 2020. When and why did the story shift to a more fantasy-based story?
To be honest, I don't fully remember like the whole process, but I remember at one point we were like brainstorming ideas, and I think it was Claire that said something about fairies, and I remember everyone just kind of like latched onto that, and we did a vote about whether or not we were going to have fairies, and then everyone voted for fairies, and here we are. But there might have been a bigger process to it, or something that I missed. I don't remember very well.
I remember in the beginning we were like, oh, we want to do this about COVID, but we kept brainstorming and we thought, hey, what do we really need right now? And it was not a musical about COVID. It was like a lighthearted musical about something fun, and that's something that people like, something new that doesn't really bring anyone down. It like lifts everyone up, and we really wanted to spread that message, and I think that's what we did with this musical.
I think to add on to what you both said, we talked a lot about what we wanted this to be. So the first couple of months really of this process, we're talking about our values, about theater, about what makes good theater, about, you know, what kind of message we wanted to put out into the world. We had really broad conversations about privilege and social justice and the environment. And honestly, some of my favorite conversations and times with this cast and crew, and things that you'll never see, but were like the foundation for the show. And something that we ended up talking about, like Eileen was saying, with our that grounding in our sci-fi background, is that sometimes disconnecting messages from very literal events and things people have experienced and giving it this fairy and fantastical background with the above and below, like, actually helps to tell a story more clearly and helps to send a more clear message that everyone can connect to. And it doesn't alienate audiences, it doesn't make them afraid or anxious or feel like they're still stuck in 2020, like Ali was saying. And so having this story be fantastical and fun and not our exact experiences was something that was really important to us and helped us to tell our story the way we wanted to.
And they're not kidding when they say the fairies. Once the fairy idea came out, it was like, it wasn't stopping. The fairies were not going away. As a matter of fact, the working title for this show, until we decided on Common Threads, was Fairy Quest. So that's how fairy heavy we were. Also, a comment from Ali, one of our amazing cast members, about memories. She says, Riley me tripping as our very first take was one of my favorite memories too. So she threw that in there. Let's see. Oh, what do you think changed most from script to screen?
You know, I think that this happens in theater too, but like a script is just kind of a script. I mean, scripts do have soul, they do have character, but once you put the actors in it, once you start filming, once you start rehearsing costume, then it really becomes something real. It becomes something more than just a script. It becomes a story that sticks in people's minds and that tells a message and that people have poured their hearts and souls into. And I think that was the biggest change, was that just the heart and soul of the script became so much more present, so much more there once it got transferred to film, and you could really see all that hard work from every single corner, from the beginning till the very last take, just poured into it. And I think that's really what changed or was made better the most through the process.
Yeah, I think on a music side of things, it was really interesting to see things go from words on a paper as your lyrics to this full-blown song that people were performing in the studio and on set. That was a really cool process to see, because we didn't get to really see what our music was going to sound like until we got in the studio and we had people bringing all of the lyrics that we had written and the melodies alive, which that was really awesome.
Yeah, I think being part of as being part of the group that wrote the script, I think we started with the main four characters having very specific personalities. And then once we got the cast list and we met the actors, like, we had great ideas for characters and we had amazing actors, and sometimes they didn't quite match up to like fit together. And I think me and Claire going through that process of trying to adapt the characters that we created on the paper to the real people who are going to be playing it on screen was difficult, but also I think it really made the characters better if we had really had that chance to evolve what we wanted them to be, and what they turned out to be was amazing. So
we have another question from Kylie. Question for the seniors, which I think we need to acknowledge. If anybody has had a tough year, it's our seniors, and it's hard as a senior to come in your senior year and be told, we're not going to do the 3 traditional theater productions that we do, when those have been the thing that you've looked forward to possibly since your freshman year as being a senior leader in the department. So I want to acknowledge that and how hard our seniors worked to kind of rally through that and be examples to our younger underclassmen. What advice, seniors, would you give to freshmen just beginning their HNA theater journey, and what will you miss the most?
Well, to sort of speak on what Miss Whalen mentioned, when I was in sophomore year, I was Miss Whalen's work study student, and right at the tail end of work study, we were talking about theater, and I was a sophomore at this point, and she looks at me and she goes, "Yeah, the show that I have picked out for your senior year, you're gonna lose your mind." And so it was a little bit more of like something that I had built up and something that I knew was going to happen, that I was going to get. And I was so thrilled, as much as I loved our junior year show like an incredible amount, but there will always be a little bit of a lingering, like, oh man, to get to do that with my friends and with these people that I've done, that would be incredible. But we got to do this, and that's a whole different experience. It has a whole different set of value to me. But as far as advice to a freshman just beginning their HNA theater journey, try out for the show, blanket, like no other advice, just try out for the show. I have friends who watched it and were like, oh man, I should have tried to be in that. That was decision height my freshman year. There were people that missed out on that because they were kind of nervous about HNA theater. And if there's one thing about HNA theater, it's that it's the most inclusive like thing in the whole world. And that if you audition, then you're going to find somewhere to be in there, in the show as an actor or not. And try new things. I tried new works my freshman year, and now I'm going into film as a career. So there's like, you'll find something, you'll pick up something, and you will find value in it as long as you find value in theater as like a whole. So that's part of what I will miss most, is the value that I have found as far as the theater community at Holy Names.
I think my feedback would be really similar to Grace's, and I think if I had to sum it up, it would just be try everything. I know that I came into Holy Names and I wasn't involved in our theater program in my freshman year, and I only got involved in my sophomore year, so I had kind of like a non-traditional, like linear situation going on, and I was an actor. I knew that I liked acting, and I wasn't a big on singing, but I liked to act, to dance, and that's what I did. And then, you know, HNA Theater asked me to try new works. It asked me to push myself and do different things, and really the only thing you can do is just like your best, and you'll find that the things that you love most are things that you didn't expect or that you've never done before, because you could have no idea. I had the pleasure to direct a show that I wrote last year, and it was one of my favorite experiences at Holy Names, point blank. And here I am directing this show, and I think that I would have never known that I loved the rush of trying to organize people and, you know, direct scenes and, you know, get people to work together and try and have this leadership role, but it's also art. Like, it's just the coolest thing, and I find it so rewarding. And I never would have known if I had just said, I'm an actor and I'm an actor, and that's the end. So yeah, do everything you can. Try tech, do backstage. There's so many fun ways to be involved in this kind of art making. And you absolutely can find a place in this community, and sometimes it'll be where you least expect it.
And I don't want to put her on the spot. Feel free to pass if you don't want to, but Kathleen is our company manager this year. She's behind the scenes, was a huge presence on our film sets. And Kathleen, did you want to add anything?
Totally. For freshmen, I feel like enjoy every single moment you get. The freshmen on the panel talked about their favorite memories, and I feel like even though we didn't have a traditional year, it's still so important that they got to have like a show at all, even in COVID. I also started when I was a sophomore, and I have so many memories from just sophomore year alone of the fun I had. And I really think graduating, I'm just gonna miss the people the most. Like Grace said, theater is like such an inclusive community, and some of my closest friends are people that I've met through theater. And so I think it's really amazing. And our production this year was so much fun, and it's came out so extremely well. And for freshmen, I think just as you go through Holy Names, get the most out of your time here, and looking back at the memories that you'll build, just I feel like love it as much as the seniors graduating have loved their memories.
Thank you. And Allie in the chat said she will miss senior circle the most and our late night tech. So thank you, Allie, for contributing to that. I can't talk about the seniors or I'm going to start crying, and I need to be professional. Okay, what is something you learned about yourself in this process? Don't everybody jump in at once.
Not to double talk, but I think patience, and like how much patience everyone has as a community, because we've all talked about like the cold and the long hours, and Grace is going into like film, but I don't think I ever could go into film because the long days outside and the cold were just so much work and so much effort. And yeah, I think just everything that got put into it is amazing, but there's also a lot.
Ruby, I know you took on a brand new role. She was our sound tech. Can you tell us a little bit about how that felt or new skills that you learned?
Yeah, so this is my first time ever doing something that involved like movie making and like being behind the scenes of something like this big of a project. And I think personally, I found that I really enjoyed being part of like the film crew. And I was like, oh, this could be something that I feel like I'd enjoy in the future and that I should like take up. So I just really enjoyed this experience.
That's awesome. Thank you, Ruby. Comment from Nancy. Thank you for sharing your gifts and light with the community. This is a beautiful show.
I learned about myself is I think through this I've gained a lot of confidence in my own skills as a leader. I've been in HNA theater since end of freshman year. Question mark, time is a little iffy off right now. But I've been an actor and I've been a costumer, and I've held leadership and lead roles within that, but I've always had someone that I can look up to and defer to and ask questions to. And being a co-director, I mean, of course I had people to ask if I needed help, but I really felt like I am the leader. Like this is I am at the top. People are coming to me with questions, and on set I need to answer them right now. Like I have 10 seconds to get them the best answer. And when I was first asked to co-direct this show, I was really about to say no. I was like, I can't do this. I'm not great at public speaking. I'm not good at making decisions. But on a whim, I was like, sure, why not? I'll look up some YouTube tutorials. It'll be fine. And I think through this, being with the actors, they've been so forgiving and so kind and so helpful. And the teacher mentors, I've really gained a lot of confidence in my own skills as a leader. I've learned to trust myself and stand up for the things that I want. There have been times on set when Grace is like, we don't have time for that. And Claire is like, I don't like that. And I'm like, I do want that. And this is why. And I've had to like learn, like grow a backbone, like be able to stand up and say, this is what I want. I've also improved my communication skills. I think that's one thing about this virtual environment is everyone's getting like 60 emails a day. And so trying to stand out from those stack of emails to get information to people, to communicate that when stuff's happening, when you need to be on set, what lines need to be learned, what's going on in general. Being able to improve my communication skills has been a big thing through this whole process.
I think I learned a lot about flexibility, and I was amazed at not just me, but literally everyone on the show, and how everyone was able to jump in wherever they were needed in things that they had never done before. And I know I had some tasks that I was just thinking, like, I don't know how to do this. Why are people expecting that I know how to do this? But like you figure it out, and it's just like another experience under your belt.
Awesome. I don't want to stop anybody from talking. Claire, did you want to go?
I just had something to add. I was going to also speak to flexibility. And I think one experience on set that was really memorable that sort of highlights how much we just had to be ready to adapt. And every single step of this went wrong. Like every single day there was something that was wrong. And we were like, well, okay, what are we going to do about it? And that's all you can do. One of those really memorable times was the beach scene where they find the scroll in the water. We drove all our cars and we all got in our like caravan and went down to the beach we were planning on using, and it was swarming with people and there was no parking. And we were like, well, okay, gotta find a new beach. And we went in this line of cars and drove around Magnolia, and we were just like lost, and it was beautiful, and we were blasting music and like trying to make sure we didn't lose each other, and we found a new beach, and we, you know, kept filming. And it was just that perfect example of, you know, with the timeline we had, there was no possibility to even stop and go, well, it didn't go the way I thought it would, so now it's over. It was just like, okay, how can we fix this right now in the next 30 seconds? And I think that is an invaluable life skill, and so many wonderful members of this cast and crew just blew me away with that like constant mobility. And that was a huge learning curve that we all had to deal with this process.
Thanks. Well said, everybody. I want to give a quick shout out. I have no idea if he's watching or not, but to Kathleen's dad. He provided us on set with huge tarps, and if I'm like tent-like things, and I'm telling you, if we wouldn't have had that the first day, I think we all would have drowned. So thanks to Kathleen's dad for that. Question, maybe this should go to Ruby. How challenging was the sound in the extreme weather?
So the weather and the background noises just in general were by far the hardest thing we had to work with. The weather, we had to stop so many times because of just like wind, or like on the beach, the waves were really loud, and you can hear the rain, I think, in some of the scenes. And we just had to have like so much patience with having to refilm like these scenes that were going perfectly, and then like a gust of wind just threw it all off. And then the just background noises got picked up so much, and the like planes and just people walking around. And for the weather, the rain was a struggle because Sophia and I were in that pop-up tent that Ava was trying to keep from blowing away. And we had to lug around this giant suitcase of our equipment that we just couldn't get wet, and that was the biggest struggle.
Thanks, Ruby. She did an amazing job, and we are so thankful. What is the main message of the story? What messages were you hoping to get out to the audience with your story? Maybe talk about Claire already touched on some of the themes that we talked about. And for any screenwriter, we learned this from Cheryl West, our playwright that came to visit us. There's always a why. Why are we telling the story right now? Does anybody want to kind of speak to that?
I think that, I don't know if it's the main message, but one of the messages of our musical is just how, like, division is bad. I'm not putting that super elegantly, but I just think right now, you know, with the pandemic, what we need is like a lot of unity. And obviously, there's not a lot of that. So this musical, I think, is just kind of meant to inspire how we should try to work together and like look past our differences. And I sound like a walking Hallmark card, but and then I think there's also some sort of side messages about like privilege and just listening to people and like amplifying marginalized voices and not centering yourself too much.
I think one line specifically that stood out to me from the beginning that we wrote it was the future of our lands is held within our hands. And I think that really spoke to like how we as high school students and our generation is going to implement some change in our world that's going to be for the better. And so just kind of putting that out there that the future really is in our hands and it's up to us to start making changes little by little.
I think another thing is like whatever message you takes away with it that inspires whoever watched it to act, to stand what they believe in, whether it be the environment, for the different social justice issues that they care so much about, and realizing that it's not just their voice that needs to be heard, it's others, and that in the end you get more done if you work together with unity, and if you don't spend so much time with just the small differences, and that you just work together and find common threads.
I think adding on to what Ava said about just, I took away activism as a main message when we were writing this. And I think that it's really cool that we can relate this back to 2020, even though it's like this fantastical thing where we had this huge like emergence of teen activists this year. And I think that that's really important going forward. And like Ava said, we can make changes little by little going forward. And it's so important to have young people standing up for what they believe in and fighting for what they think should be right.
Okay. Last question coming up. You guys were trailblazers with this. Obviously, theater completely changed in this last year, and everything you did was brand new to a lot of people. And it was really brave. And as I mentioned at the top of the show and also in the playbill, there are a lot of professional theaters that didn't attempt to do what you did. And so we're just curious what your thoughts are about what do you see the future of virtual theater looking like? Is this something that's going to stick around? What were the benefits that you see? I don't know.
You know, I don't want to talk for too long, but I hope that theater doesn't become all virtual, because there's just something so magical about the experience of actually being in the theater and performing. However, virtual, we're showing like as a theater community that we can do it, we can persist, that we are resilient, we're adaptable, and that just like art continues, art doesn't stop. And I also think that this virtual space has given more people a chance to communicate over longer distances. So people who might not have the chance to work together in normal circumstances in a world before Zoom would have the chance to work together and then bring it to a theater, or if they don't have that option, bring it to Zoom. Or even just like smaller productions, realizing, oh, we can film it over Zoom and put it up on YouTube, get our voices out there, get our stories out there, and then eventually move it to a theater. So I think it'll be a place for more convergence and more people kind of breaking out, as well as kind of a act of resilience and persistence.
One of the first things that we did was talk about how we were going to film the stuff that we shot as sort of Zoom scenes. And I was very adamant that we were not going to use a Zoom recording because I've seen Zoom recordings and they look terrible. So that was one of my big like no. And so we had everybody, like Amelia was saying, we had everybody set up their camera and sit in front of a window and show me a tour of your house so I can know where we want to put you. And we sent people props and things. And so I think it's a testament to what we can do, and how high quality we can make something when we are limited. And I would also say that virtual theater, while I would argue that it's not quite theater, is more of a filming thing, it provides a great amount of accessibility for people who cannot get to a theater. You can watch something from your home, or people who cannot act in the capacity of going to a theater, or people who don't have the means or what have you. There's 1,000 different reasons why we need to, outside of a pandemic, adapt to different kinds of theater. And I think knowing this and experiencing it and seeing that it can succeed is an incredible thing for me, to really show that it's like there's no excuse to not give everybody a platform and to not give everybody a way to do something that they might be incredibly passionate about. And so that's the one thing that I've noticed. And I think we should go back to real theater, but I think we need to leave room for virtual theater, because the virtual theater leaves room for everybody else.
Yeah, I don't know how to follow that, because that was very well said and perfect. But one thing I was going to add to the accessibility part was, at the very beginning, we had a day talking about accessibility and just having a discussion about it. And the point came about that if the production was done in person, we should have an interpreter of some sorts. But if it's done on Zoom, we should have captioning. And I believe, thanks to Mr. Wesson and all of our amazing editors, we have that option now on our show for people to be able to have captions. And I think that that's just a very small step into making theater way more accessible for anybody who wants to view it.
Thank you. That was all beautifully said. And I do want to mention, in terms of accessibility and some of the discussions we have, for those who are watching and didn't know, one of the important things to this core group when we were creating the script and putting together the themes was to be able to have our show benefit an organization of their choice. So at the end of, when we finished filming and everything, we gave the opportunity for cast and crew to nominate organizations of their choice, and then we voted on the organization we wanted some of our ticket money to go to. So for anybody who paid over the $10 suggested price for tickets, there's a portion of that will be donated to an organization, a national organization. We're going to donate it to the local branch of that, of Days for Girls. So you can read more about that in your playbill, or go to their website, daysforgirls.org, and you'll see what amazing things your ticket money is going to benefit. And I really appreciated that spirit of generosity from the cast and crew. So on that note, I'm just going to give you all one more chance to say anything else before we close out for tonight. Any last minute words that need to be expressed about this process? Well, I could not be more proud of every single person in this cast and crew and what we have accomplished since September. We overcame a lot. We had a massive feat in front of us, and we have come out on top, and we did it. So I'm so proud of all of you. Thanks to everybody who joined us tonight. We really appreciate your time, and your feedback and your questions have been wonderful. From now until May 2nd, anybody who's got a ticket with the link, you are welcome to go back and watch the show again. Tell your friends and family to buy a ticket. They'll be available through May 2nd. And this talkback will now be added to the end of the film. So anybody who watches the film from here on out will be able to see the talkback and experience all this wisdom and amazingness that these students have shared. So thanks again to all our cast and crew. Thank you to all of you who came out to support us tonight. We hope you enjoyed Common Threads and can take a little piece of all of the gift that we are giving you with this production. Have a great night, everybody.